Well, happy Tuesday, everyone. It's Greg Dixon, your fun music enabler. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the Playing Music for Fun membership program. Some of you may have seen the um, Playing Music for Fun website, and I'm just going to put this on there. And the membership program is there. Playingmusicforfun.com membership is a place where you can join and sign up. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I've been doing here. So I've been a musician pretty much all of my life. Haven't always been playing, but right now I'm playing drums and bass, and then working on some keyboard and piano, that kind of thing. And so I come across people who say something along the lines of, "I've always wanted to play music, but I have no talent," or "I don't know where to start," or "I wanted to sing, but people told me not to just to mouth the words." So anyway, I come from the belief that everybody was born musical. We have a lot of abilities. There may be a few exceptions, but very rare. But more or less, it's part of the human condition to have innate music abilities. And so I think everybody can sing, everybody can play, everybody can tap, do something with whatever. And it's just part of the human experience. So my main mission is to get people inspired to go and do things. And then the other thing is, I used to say, people would say, "How can you play drums or how can you play bass when you don't know the other musicians particularly well and you don't know what they're going to play next?" Well, there are a couple of tricks, and there are a couple of things about music that you probably already know. And once you get over the mechanics of playing, you can play. And so part of what I'm going to do in the membership program is it's, for one, inspire you to play, and the other is to help you get going, help you get over your insecurities. So I'm gonna show you. I have some grand plans for the Playing Music for Fun, and I've made pretty good progress since I started this about a month ago. I have lots to do. My plan is to probably add a piece of content to the membership program about every 2 days, every 2 or 3 days. So three or four times a week, I'm going to add things. And so I'm going to just jump in here to the landing page, and we'll take a look at what the plans were. So here's basically an introduction, more or less what I've told you there. I'm offering this as a ridiculously low $1 for the first month and $7 a month after that. So you got $1, try it out, see how it works for you, and yeah, and it's all good stuff. So here's what I have in mind for this thing here. For one, as I mentioned, I want to create inspirational content. I want to just be a cheerleader for you, get you to go out and play. Even if you don't do anything other than play in your own living room or sing in the shower or whatever, I just want you to go out and enjoy music. And then the other thing is how music works. There's some, I think sometimes there are a lot of material out for learning piano and learning guitar and learning things. And sometimes the essentials get skipped over, from getting people to try to read music and try to play things too soon without really knowing what's behind it. So what I'm aiming to do is want to provide a bridge, like just give you enough insight so you can start tinkering on the piano, or start playing playing a drum, or playing guitar, whatever it is. Just start with something really simple, maybe single notes at a time, add notes. But I'm also going to illustrate, part of what you're going to learn is what's the idea behind the music, like how do intervals work, how do chords work, how do scales work, all that kind of thing, in a way that you learn a little bit and then just simply play. And I do have a plan. There are a number of people that along those categories, as if I always wanted to play music, but I don't know where to start, or I don't have any talent. I'm going to do some music workshops here. I'm going to start some free ones in the Merritt area, and I'm going to do some things online. I've got the StreamYard. I got the tools to do live interactive workshops. I'm going to see how that goes. And eventually I want to put together a package that I can tour with and go, go to senior centers or go to arts councils and do fun workshops for them. I also, I'm going to bring in as much as possible, recommend and bring in my mentors, people I've learned a lot from. I do reviews, if possible, do interviews with them. I did an interview with Bill Ullman last night. His camera didn't work, so it's going to be more of a podcast with material to go with it than first intended, but that's the way it goes sometimes. And also reviews and recommendations. There are tons of resources available. 40 years ago, if somebody wanted to learn how to play guitar, you more or less had to, pick up a guitar, play with it, maybe take lessons from somebody, listen to records, go to concerts and watch what people were playing and watch, try to figure it out. Now there's tons of resources. And again, I'm going to make some recommendations depending on what you want to do. I've got some recommendations if you want to sing. I've got recommendations for piano, guitar, mandolin, any of those things. And all good. I'm working on a book. A lot of this content is I'm going to put in a book. For one thing, when it's in a book, you can get a very wide distribution, get out there, and maybe they'll help open the door for me to do presentations. I'm preparing some formal presentations, and I'm available to do podcasts about anything really. But I hope to do presentations live. I'm doing one on Thursday for the Grand Connection, and maybe there'll be sort of anyway, some more formal thing on a stage to do at senior centers or live events. So I'm working on that. So it's a fairly big, ambitious plan. The other thing I just want to mention here, there are two things, is if you want to be an affiliate, I'm offering 50% of whatever the sale price is. Right now it's $7. It may never ever change, but maybe there'll be something more later. It doesn't hurt if you think this is a good idea and you want to recommend it. This is especially good if you have me on your show as a podcast guest and we want to talk about it, and you can send a link to somebody to sign up for the program, and you can earn some money on this. And then I'm also looking for sponsors. And what I want the money for is if I'm doing the workshops, I want to put together a collection of instruments so that people can come and try different instruments when they come to the workshop. I might do some touring, so travel expenses. Might do a tour, like to do a tour for the book launch as well. All of that takes money. Of course, the natural ones would be music stores. Like I asked how much money I spent at Long and McQuaid over the years. It's quite a lot. There's a number of Tom Lee Music down in the States is the Guitar Center, a number of other places, but almost anywhere that wants to support community music, I think could be a good sponsor. Banks, insurance companies, senior living organizations, and whatever your company does. So if you just want to sponsor it, I think some of the people I'm going to recommend for their services might actually be good sponsors too. So if you end up being a sponsor, there'll be mentions in the book, links on the website, all that, the usual stuff. And if you just want to sponsor today, sign up for a membership. Commit $1 for the month and $7 for the next while, and it helps with everything. And I've got a button there to make an appointment if you want to go. So the membership portal is really less than a week old, but I've been adding stuff to it. So let's take a look. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So this is where you would ask you for your username and password. And I'm already logged in, so here I am. So this is a Kartra membership site, and here there's the first introduction. This video I'm making now will probably show up right there. And the way this works is there's a series of menus here. You can, let's see. inspiration, introduction, playing for fun, recommendations, places to stay. The platform itself allows a lot of different media. You can embed images, um, video, download links. You can have some surveys and then buttons to other things. So I'm just trying to change things. The first thing, this is a definitely inspirational cheerleader thing, is an article about how we're all born musical, and maybe what goes wrong. And then this is a lot. This is basically the theme of why I'm doing all of this here. This one here, this is kind of a fun thing, and really, I've learned. I had some trouble wanting to singing, and I spent a couple of thousand miles on the road working on my vocals till I can at least hear myself. And anyway, so there's and a lot of professional musicians, they can get up and play with other people because they've heard things, and chances are they've heard it listening to the radio in the car, or they deliberately put on CDs or studied things. And and here are some of the challenging things that I needed to listen to a lot in order to be able to play on the drums. And those are just some examples. And this is just fun. This is the Wayne's World, the Bohemian Rhapsody, playing in the car. So all that kind of fun. So this is, I'm going to look for fun things. And then here in the how music works, these are the main things that will be put in here over time. And then the first article I put in here is using Ode to Joy. Most beginning piano books use Ode to Joy, the melody, the simplified melody of the final section. And they do that because it's easy to most people know the melody, and it only uses 5 fingers on your hand. So I go through that. There's a video of me demonstrating this, and then I've created a couple little keys on the keyboard. A lot of my examples will use the keyboard. The piano is just because it's visual. You can see all the major keys are all the white keys, and then it's like basically laid out in the way music, the intervals work, and it's the best place to learn. I also think I kind of wish I had learned to play the piano when I was younger. It would have made it way easier for me to move on to the bass and guitar. Just it's really a good foundation. And here I've got a notation here just to play the finger numbers, right? And I'm only looking at the right hand here, 1 to 5, and then and those are the numbers, so you can just read the numbers. I just to see what this really simplified arrangement looks like as sheet music. It's there. I've got a little explanation about how sheet music, being able to read music is a useful skill, but it's not an essential skill. Many of the big session musicians, big bands, either the people who made the music did not read sheet music, or were not good at it. It didn't hold them back. And anyway, so that was and here's a thing I'm always going to encourage you: show you how to use those 5 notes, show you how to play Ode to Joy, and then just play whatever, let your fingers go. There was a study that said if you take anybody who's never really even seen a piano, an adult, and sit them down and just have them play random notes, they have a finger speed comparable to a concert pianist. You put a sheet of music in front of them and they can't play it at all. So I'm trying to get you to just realize that you can make music, tinkering on the piano, make good stuff, and without necessarily going through all the needing to read music. And then one of the things I'm going to ask you to do is to see if you can make things that sound good to you, and then maybe things that you can pick out a melody in your mind and try to do it on the piano. So many of the child prodigies really started that way. They had a piano in the house and they started playing it. They started making sounds, and then they started imitating, see if they can make it sound like something else, and then they're off to the races. The thing is that virtually nobody has exhausted their learning. It's easy to start, but there's always something new to learn. And then here's all the playing the notes on the C major. And this is a fingering, basically allows you to go up and down the keyboard with the right hand. And then on the left hand, this is a little bit controversial. There's a pattern that almost all the piano books use that I find is kind of awkward. I sort of say here, it was like somebody thought they would try to make it difficult, sort of like they made the QWERTY keyboard when you're typing awkward, so to slow you down. Like, I think that it doesn't necessarily make sense. So I thought I did a thing where basically the thumb on the right hand and the thumb in the left hand always play the C and the F on the C major chord, and it goes. You can go up and down that way. Turns out I published an article on this years ago, and it turned out that was the fingering that Beethoven. So I think I'm in good hands. Me and Beethoven recommend this fingering. So yeah. And then here, this takes you back to the beginning. So I'm going to go back to the menu here to show you some of the other stuff. The fun stuff here, introduction. This is where I'm just going to have, music adventure stories, interviews with musicians and mentors, fun musical activity, jams, anything that seems like it's going to be fun will be in there. There's the recommendations. And I already have some programs I'm planning to recommend. And if possible, I'm going to try to do an interview with the founders, like Brett Manning's Singing Success, Simply Piano, Chordify, Piano Note, Band in a Box, Stephen Ridley's Piano Academy. I've got a big story about that too. Rick Beato's Music Bundle. That's not a beginning thing, but if you're serious about being a musician, that's something to consider. And I'm just now listening. I bought the book a while ago, and I'm now listening to the audiobook of Victor Wooten's The Music Lesson, and it's really just fabulous. And here, places to play. So I'm going to go through a lot of places. I've played in a lot of these things. I'm going to explore it in articles, maybe have links to places. There's some online places, but many of them will be in your community, like open mics, jam sessions, church services, church choirs, community bands, community choirs, ukulele circles, bluegrass circles, house parties, kitchen parties, and busking. So you can just get out and play in the street if you want to go out and play in front of people. And I'm going to say about many of these choirs, even if you're an instrumentalist, churches often have drummers and bass players and guitarists and other pianists play along with the choir. So even if you want to play and not necessarily just sing, that's good. And if you just want to sing, that's all great too. So anyway, that's what I'm probably all I'm going to say for now. Again, I'm going to plan to, let's see if I can make myself full screen here. Yeah, so my plan is to add some content, probably 3 pieces of information in there weekly. Maybe try to do an interview with somebody else once a week, and it's going to grow over time. Tremendous value. So if you're interested, you want to go over this, go to playingmusicforfun.com/membership, and I hope you join the community. And even if you don't want to ready to join there's a place to join up for the mailing list, and I'm going to send you email, which also you will get if you're in the community. I'm going to send you invitations and tips and things by email every couple of days to help with your journal. So you can go into the portal, or most of it will be in your email inbox. The one thing that's going to be in the portal that's not going to be available anywhere else is I'm going to have download things. I have a little 2-pager, which is almost everything you need to know about music, and I'll design it as a PDF that you can download and print and put in a binder. And so that can help you. So I'm going to look for creating little downloadable and printable things that'll be in the portal. So that's all I'm going to say for now. And thank you very much, and I hope to see you in the membership program.